everybody, and welcome back to Jace Beleren Must Die, or Road Medusa Must Get Caught. I'm so excited to see how you talk your way out of this.
Throw that out there in the universe. Why do you gotta put that out there?
So I was thinking about this during the break, and what an awesome role-playing game situation this is, because the characters all know so much more stuff than the inverse. The players know way more stuff than the characters do. So it's going to be a fun game of navigating that, okay, what do we know versus what does Winnegar and Tak and Torgor know? So the group of you, you arrived back at the Host in the Shell. You come around the corner and you see Road really just tacking it up, eating a cake, hanging out, listening to music. So what do? What happens now?
Road, hey, what did you beat us here?
Bro, we found the dead guy. You want to see his teeth?
Yes. Are they interesting or are they just teeth?
They're just teeth.
Oh, they're just teeth.
Wait,
which one's your favorite? Which is your favorite?
You didn't know that Rezdov died?
Wisdom tooth.
Wisdom tooth is really good. Wisdom tooth is probably the best. I have some cake here. Do you want to eat some of it?
Tackle in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Just straight from the center.
Mm-hmm. The traditional way one eats a cake.
I hate to interrupt the cake fest, but where's my cart?
I knew you would bring this up.
This is so you.
About that.
I knew that you would get upset about that thing that you owned that I borrowed and left on the side of the road.
It was an appliance to murder, and I needed to get rid of it, so I got rid of it.
You can scrub evidence away. What? Wait, what do you mean you got rid of it? Where's the body?
Yeah, where's the body?
I'm beginning to think you've never hidden a body before. You just got rid of a wheelbarrow.
My arms got so tired. I just kind of I dropped it off at a friend's house. It's fine.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, what?
No, it's fine.
I want to make an insight check on that. I really.
So here's the thing: is that technically Road isn't lying. It's not. Road isn't being deceptive. You can make an insight check if you want to.
Are they friends though?
Yeah,
that would be a lot.
Is her only friend.
Yeah, in so much as Road is able to be friends with anyone.
Okay.
But make that insight check.
I got a -2, y'all.
Fucking cowards.
I'm doing an insight check too.
Okay.
Insight me, cowards.
Oh, thank goodness.
No.
Some certainly, Winnegar, your suspicion is founded. Something weird is going on.
Again, it's always Winnegar.
I know, right? And
I know,
Torgor.
Winnegar.
Yeah. So you gotta. There's a 20 and a 7 on the board.
Okay.
So Torgor, you again. It's just like before. You probably assume oh. Yeah, Road has it. I'll let you decide, but there's no reason to suspect Road of anything. But Winnegar, you feel that something in the back of your brain, this isn't right.
Oh, okay. So you probably a Simic friend that just
Yeah, it's that body is now shark bait. It's fine.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, I guess it'll make it easier when they're not trying to track down a body because there's no body left.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go that far. My arms were so tired.
When did your arms get tired?
Pretty much immediately. I'm so weak. It just wasn't gonna happen.
You do have noodle arms.
Thank you.
A Simic friend in the Azorius district?
Friend?
Oh my God, Chad. She left it with a chum.
Oh, good.
Objection! Road has no friends.
It's true, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
Wait, what does your friend do? That it's getting rid of bodies.
Guess it's feeding.
What do you think we feed the many, many creatures in the Simic?
Yeah, in the Simic Combine, we don't call them bodies. They are failed experiments.
Oh, so they're like the feeder person that feeds animals.
I thought you said theater person for a second, and I was gonna say yes, exactly that.
I heard feeder, but my brain went a different direction.
You mean we could have fed this guy to your friend the whole time? We didn't have to go to some weird alley and watch a dude be crucified?
We walked for hours. It was so far away.
Who was crucified?
How close
Who
would
was
this
crucified?
Simic location be?
You don't need to
compared
ask
where-
questions. Who was crucified?
So it's not. I think it's probably most likely that that Road would have had to go to a zonot, and the nearest zonot is over here in Precinct 5. Not anywhere near where you are, right? So we'll Indiana Jones this a little bit. So I believe that you were down like kind of in this vicinity somewhere, and up here more or less was where the body was supposed to be delivered originally. So while the group of you went up this way, for Road to deliver the body to the Simic would have to go all the way over here.
Way
Right.
further.
And then
There's
back,
more than one zone.
right. So there's only one zonot in this region, but it's not like that's the only place you could go to, right? Like the Simic are elsewhere. So you could have dropped one off at someone's private lab. But that's also, But consider that even if that's the case, even if she went to the zonot, if she went directly there instead, there is a chance that things could time out like that. That actually does make sense, Winnegar, that it could be that she went to the zonot and then south, because if you look, it's kind of on the way, right? So if this is Road's imaginary path, if Road is telling you that she went to the zonot first, this is what it would look like, right? It'd be like this, and then from here down. And then for you as a group, you would have gone up here first, realize he wasn't there, and then come back. So it's not too much further. I think time-wise it kind of lines up.
But like she would have lessened her load by just dropping out the body in the alley. Like it would have been way easier. Like she was already going the wrong direction from the jump then. Like she would have had to decide within the first block.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I think that's what Road is trying to say, is that like, I got a block away and I was like, this is tired. I'm going to go dump him in a hole somewhere.
But it would still be way further than if she would have just gone to the alley. Because
the way
body-
down to the zonot is pretty much all downhill, whereas the other way was uphill. And look, there's like left, and so I just, downhill, you're sort of using the momentum for you. Man, this cake's real good.
Yeah, did they put like honey on it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Wait.
because Winnegar's the only one, he's just gonna kind of like, oh, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, whatever. And then but it's still in his head.
Oh,
like,
of course.
that
Yeah.
map does not. It keeps playing like that map doesn't line up. Like there's no way you would just decide to take a longer path and not get rid of the thing. Plus, like, it was very important for Road to get rid of this body. Like, why would she improvise so quickly? Like, oh,
I love the idea that Winnegar's like, okay, and backs out of the room, like all suspicious. Still like multiple voiceovers all playing. We've got multiple voice tracks of Winnegar being like, and then she went north and then this way. And so you're like trying to kind of like figure it all out in your head. Yeah. Okay.
And to try and
Because what
disrupt
she
that
did
thought
with it.
process.
Yeah.
Trying to disrupt that thought process, Rogue goes, oh, also, I found a very large amount of gold in that bad man's house. So I figure we'll just split it up 4 ways. So everybody take 50, and I throw 50 at each person.
I would like to be recompensated evenly from you for my cart.
No.
What?
From my cart.
How much did that wheelbarrow even cost you?
I think
It's like
it was
10
15.
silver. What? It was 15 gold?
I think so.
No, I
It
mean,
costed a lot because I remember Adam gave him the choice of finding an old one
Yeah.
or some used one that wouldn't be as dependable, and he
Yeah.
was
Right.
like, "No, I want a new one."
A dependable cart. It was supposed to last generations.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Generations, Jerry.
You should talk to the Rose about being compensated for your very good job, but I'm
Oh.
not the person to take that up with.
I'm sorry, who? The person who doesn't exist anymore? Very much like the two of us?
Oh, your girlfriend died?
Oh my god!
Oh.
Oh my gosh,
Not
Rhodes
dead.
says that and Tack like narrows eyes and it's just like the Kill Bill music playing in the back of their head as they stare at Winnegar.
Torgor doesn't even get mad.
Oh,
Torgor just is
yeah,
hurt.
right.
Like,
So nobody notices this, Tack, but at the mention of a dead girlfriend, yeah, Tack is like, I remember. Don't think I don't remember. 12
Pepperidge
episodes ago.
Farm remembers.
Like everybody else is up here on this drama level, and then Tack is way up here like, oh no, we've still got unfinished business, Winnegar. And the thing is, nobody knows that Tack knows that happened, right?
Nobody knows that
Yeah.
Tack invented an imaginary scenario in their mind where it made sense to kill their significant other and blame Winnegar.
Yeah, exactly. One justifies as the one must.
Good times.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up my gold
Okay.
and pocket it. Look at it. Actually, because he's already suspicious.
Yeah.
In his head, he's like, "Did Rode just sell the body to someone?" Like that would be the first instinct, because it'd be like, you left with a body, you didn't go where you said you were gonna go, and you came back with a
Money.
bunch of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who did you sell this body to? That's gonna be the first thing that he's thinking in his head.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. You just found a bunch of gold that you didn't mention when you were in the house, but you mentioned it as soon as we got here.
You were
Awesome.
standing right next to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You good?
Uh-huh. I'm so sleepy right now.
Yeah, you got really dark circles under your eyes. Maybe you should go sleep that off.
Yeah, maybe you could go sleep. Why don't you sleep off that attitude too? But I'm gonna just go to bed right now. I'll catch you guys on the flip. And then I scurry off to some room.
Oh, enjoy your apartment, the one that's still standing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you you leave the host in the shell, or do you go and rest like here?
I'm gonna leave the host in the shell.
Okay.
I'm
And
gonna find
the rest of us. I'm sorry, the rest of us are homeless. So that just struck me.
Yeah.
Literally, the rest of us are homeless.
the wound is still fresh, so
I actually leave because I don't want to be in that room, and I go follow Winnegar.
I do want to be in the room. It has cake.
Yeah,
so
the room has cake.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna take notes and mute myself.
Mhm. So Torgor, are you following Winnegar in a surreptitious manner, or are you
Oh,
like,
no.
Winnegar, hang on?
I was like, hey,
Hey, what's going on?
can I crush at your place, best friend?
Oh, heck yeah. And then we walk in silence for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Exactly 5 feet apart.
Just silently processing our emotions, wishing the other would just say something.
Good.
Hey, that sign's pretty weird, huh? Yeah, weird sign. 2 hours later.
Just walking alone in the rain, staring at your own feet, just wishing you could open up to your friend.
After some time, I want to say, like, that was weird, right?
Yeah. Why would you sell a good card? Why would you? It like I don't.
Oh,
I
is that
don't
what
understand.
Torgor's thinking? You thinking, wait, Torgor, are you thinking that Rode was able to upsell your cart to 200 gold?
I don't understand, because like I was with her on the way out and she didn't have that money either. So I guess the body wouldn't be worth 250 alone. And she said she gave it to a friend. A friend wouldn't charge money for a person.
Yeah, I mean, I think she sold the body.
No. What, to her Simic buddy?
I don't know. To someone bought that body though.
Winnegar, I don't know. Look, why don't we get some rest and we can talk about it in the morning over some breakfast.
Are we at my place? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're like walking up the street towards it now.
Okay. I'd be like, as I put the key in the door to open it up, I'd be like, there might be a way we can check. and I'm going to place an ornithopter on the table in front of him.
Yeah, so you come inside and you close the door and you place. Have we seen the inside of Winnegar's house before?
No, we haven't, and I'm so excited.
Please.
I'm going to burn it down at one point, but I'm excited to do it.
Yeah,
I will
Alice,
also burn
Carlos,
this house down.
Describe to us the home of Winnegar.
Describe it lovingly.
Yeah, what is it? What is it like? What do we see?
Yeah, so you walk in and it looks like pretty bare. It has like some photos and stuff that look like they look like really good photos of friends and family, but they're obviously they came with the frames. And then he go as soon as he closes the door, he like turns this like wheel crank vice thing, and the walls like flip, and it's like all his tech gear and all his other stuff like hanging on there.
Yeah, rad. So
like,
the apartment looks like one of those extended stay like Holiday Inns by an airport or whatever, and so everything in it is super generic and like. Yeah, and then you hit a button and all the walls flip over. It's like cool Bat Cave. Yes. Yeah. Awesome.
It's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah. Right.
Winnegar like blocks me off from stepping too far in because then my foot would get flipped over on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, be careful.
And then, how much kinetic sand is in this place?
Awesome. So it's mostly like experiments in progress and like things you've invented and like that kind of stuff. Yeah, sorcery stuff.
Yeah,
awesome.
I want to say I have a voice thing too. That's just like, welcome home, Winnegar. Thank you for turning me on. She doesn't mean it like it's not a weird thing.
No, just, I totally do. You're so sexy. Yeah.
Oh, stop. Protocol guest.
It's the voice of like the woman from Weird Science.
Oh my god, Rogue's true mission is to liberate this. Winnegar's turn.
Protocol guest. Ixnay. Reduce sexiness levels.
It's like a hologram of the woman from Weird Science in just like a little bathrobe.
Yeah, but she's a Vidalcan, so she has no hair and she's blue.
Yeah, she looks like a fembot.
So so Torgor, you get to take a look at this is the first time you've ever been to your best friend Winnegar's house. You see all these like experiments, and then all of that is kind of interrupted by the placing the ornithopter on the desk.
Torgor's looking around, and then first off is like following the movement and seeing like I think I forget that Winnegar is an engineer.
Yeah.
I think because in social interactions, like we never really see him analytically processing anything, and so like it's the first time I was like, oh, he's smart. Like there's intelligence here.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Oh, smart.
And then the thopter.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
That
so this is a long story. And I explain it all, and then it comes back, and we both have ice cream. Like ice cream cones.
Right, to indicate that the story was quite long and you had to tell.
Yeah.
So do you leave anything out, or you tell Torgor everything, like about meeting with Dovin Ban and Dovin being like, you're very interesting, perhaps we could work together, and like giving you the thopter, and do you tell him all that stuff?
I think I tell him like everything. I think he was been dying to tell someone something like, the entire time. Yeah.
So, Dovin Ban is our ally against Jace.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? I don't know exactly how or exactly why or what I'm supposed to do or what I'm supposed to discover. I feel like I'm just like a startup company in his eyes. And like, if he fails, he fails. You know, it's maybe I get out on the ground floor on this guy.
That's actually my favorite version of the Dovin Ban card from Magic is Dovin Ban Angel Investor.
Dovin Ban Shark Tank.
Oh my God, you know that the Izzet and the Simic work together to do a thing called Shark Tank. And if you fail, you're dropped into a tank with a horrible mutant shark. Oh, yeah.
a tank.
Rode
on
was an
wheels.
intern on that show.
I'm into it. This is a terrible
Uh,
business idea. Now die! Ha ha ha! And dump you into the fire. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So Torgor, like, Winnegar has to some degree or another been working with Dovin Ban, who is basically like angling in. He's more or less second in command to Asperia in terms of like leadership of the Azorius Senate, and has risen very quickly through the ranks to get to this position. Yeah. And Winnegar has been working with him for an indeterminate amount of time.
That Torgor already doesn't like Dovin Ban, particularly because the Thopters scare him.
Yeah.
Like, Torgor doesn't like robots from the start. Not a fan of them. And the idea of someone with this level of control, like, scares him.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately he turns to Winnegar and is like, buddy, this is good. We clearly have something that he doesn't know, but I can't help but feel like Dovin Ban is using you for his own gains.
And Winnegar is like playing with the ornithopter and like looking down, and it's like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a total pawn in this. But you know what? I'm a total pawn on the other side of like the tracks. Like I'm the only one with this information at this time.
Yeah.
Like this could either lead to great demise or I don't know. Like we can use this for great things.
And you want to use it now to spy on what Road did?
Oh yeah, I want to do that. Absolutely. First thing. Second thing, let's figure out why that guy had all those belts.
Yes.
So bad.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that there is this kind of like Winnegar has this kind of like JF Sebastian vibe. Like if Dovin Ban is Eldon Terrell, then you're his like weird little friend who's like, I don't know, he's the boss. We play chess sometimes.
Yeah, he's just like, you know, it's one of those things like we can keep carrying on at a very slow speed and maybe stumble onto an opportunity, or we can take this really risky one right now and kind of like, you know, Super Mario Brothers 3 Warp Zone, you know, like try to get to the end quick.
Yeah.
I think Torgor also asked the question to spy on Road because it means that we're not telling Road and Tack about this. And this is a moment of crisis for Torgor because right now Torgor has been nothing, always proclaiming honesty over all.
Yeah.
Like the idea, like terrible conspiracy team member. We understand this, but honesty above all things. And so I'm sorry, Katie, if you hadn't cut me like that, I don't think Torgor would feel like like in a way like no. Do it. Yeah.
Torgor, honestly, and he's working on it, it's for Road's own good. Like I love her, but like she's in over her head. And I don't know if she got mixed up with the wrong people or something, but she needs our help for sure. Something is wrong, and she's not confiding in her best friends. She doesn't even call us her friends. She's calling other people friends. No, that's a cry for help. That's like when someone calls 911 and it says they want to order a pizza. You gotta look into how they're saying it.
The pizza is a metaphor. All right. So
Swear to God, if you don't stop reading my live journal.
I actually just saw like a clip from the news of a woman who called 911 because you know there's problems in her house, and she pretended to order a pizza, and the guy like caught it right away, and she was like, yes, pepperoni, and the guy's like, we're sending officers right now.
Yeah, right.
Like, damn.
Yeah, like if you're in danger, say pineapple. And she's like, pineapple. I don't know. Yeah. So so you're gonna try to use the Thopter. Tell me what you want to accomplish, and then we'll talk about making rolls.
I want to tap into the feed from that night. And try to see if I can follow, because I imagine there's Thopters everywhere. There's probably hundreds of them. So
yes, there's certainly more
know.
than there used to be, especially in Precinct 1, which is where you were. So
So I want to find the ones like on the path, I guess, to where Rhodes said she went.
Okay.
And like we could start from outside the house and try to work as she goes, try to follow her as she goes.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. So this is gonna be an Arcana check. You're making an Arcana roll.
I was about to ask if I could help, but I can't.
Nice, you're 21.
Oh wow,
That's great.
Why does she
So,
walk like that?
It
Is she like a
takes you a
I mean,
while.
I mean, that cart does look really heavy for her. If
Because
I'm honest,
you're-
she does not look that strong.
Yeah, she's definitely struggling.
Yeah, so we do like that part was not a lie. We see
Yeah.
old 8 strength Road be like, not like it's
oh,
like
I feel so bad.
yeah.
He
and
stops every 10 seconds to be like, okay. And then
Yeah. So
Look,
what we
clearly,
see
yeah.
what we see is the Thopter's front screen projecting a hologram, and it's like if you've seen like a stitched together, like one of those HDR images that are stitched together from a bunch of other photos, and how it's kind of like trying to image stabilize as it's switching from Thopter to Thopter. So you'll have one where she's in the corner and then it switches to another Thopter's feed. And so it's creating this kind of like glitchy, but still watchable view of Road. And you're trying to program it by altering the runes that are floating in front of you. You're trying to program it to like track this specific person. And so you're using like facial and aura recognition magic to try to get a hold of Road. And it does. With the 21, you lock on, you follow Road out of the building. You see Road struggling with the corpse wagon.
So look, clearly she wasn't lying. There's no
yeah, you're
reason
right.
to doubt her.
And she continues north through Precinct 1, heading pretty much in the direction that you would expect if she was going to towards the location, right, to drop off the body as expected. And then she stops at an intersection, and instead of going the direction you would take, right, it's like a clear like, okay, and then she's gonna go right here, and that would be where she would go. She goes another direction. She turns left, and she travels down this street a little ways. And as an ornithopter is following her, as this ornithopter follows, it gets to a point where she turns into an alley, and then the feed glitches out and disappears. And I think instead the characters for like the Ravnican characters read like signal lost or like no signal available.
After like trying to like find it or whatever, I want to explore the different options of how far the next ornithopter in any of that round direction would be. So like if it blanks out right here,
yeah,
like
okay,
maybe she comes out on the other side of the tunnel someplace else or
Yeah.
of this area.
Yeah. Okay. So make an investigation check. You've got some information from the ornithopter. You pull back, you start pulling in other feeds to try to create essentially like a map to see if you can pick her up again somewhere else. And so it's like attaching to the rest of the network and trying to. So Torgor, how are you feeling watching Winnegar? Like Winnegar is like fairly adept at manipulating this this surveillance apparatus.
Honestly, he was joking earlier, but now he's actually intimidated. Like I think there's a level,
Right.
like there's a level to which like Torgor knows how to handle himself in an arena, in a pit, in like performance settings, but like actually in terms of like raw thought and like multitasking, in terms of like like it is something he could not do.
And you know we don't see, and I think that's great. Like we don't see this that often. It happens off screen a lot, right? Winnegar's expertise and skill often happen when Winnegar is alone. So we're getting this moment. I think that the way that this is shot and the soundtrack all both like reinforce that we are seeing Winnegar as a valued member of a conspiracy like this, because they have all these like talents and skills, and they're manipulating this machine with relative ease.
I think Torgor also wants to like now in some ways overcompensate to like because he can't like he wants to help some way, so he's like, well, can you track her from the next time she's just visible, so just we know how long we can't see? Does she emerge with the cart? Does she emerge without it?
Like that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh
That's-
yeah.
That's a perfect idea. And as soon as I say perfect perfect idea, the voice of the thing in my house goes, "Ooh, good job, big boy."
Oh.
I love Winnegar's sexy house robot.
Liberation for Vinegar's sexy house robot.
This is the happiest I've ever been.
Whittaker, you
I
are
like
so
it.
lonely.
I like it because he's designed it to have cues when he succeeds in things, but like a pat on his back, you know.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Never, I will say this in Winnegar's house. Never say the word eureka. Don't. Don't. That's a dangerous one. That's the special code word. All right, so make that investigation check, but you can do it with advantage with Torgor's help. You didn't need it. Torgor didn't help.
Didn't need it.
You get another excellent roll. You're getting better at this. So yeah, I think the thing is that any individual ornithopter isn't going to help, right? Like you can track and look through ones, and you realize like you have to take a step back. So you zoom out and you start looking at the network in general, and I think two things happen. One, you do pick road up again when sans wheelbarrow. So you pick road up again, and you notice that there's like a dead zone. There's a spot in the north part of Precinct 1 where there's just the ornithopters can't pick up data. So there's this big black, like if you're looking at a hologram, all these blue and white lights, there's a cube basically, or a sphere where it's just black. It's just a hole cut out of your surveillance diagram.
There. And I'm just like to Torgor, there. She didn't even make it to Precinct 5, like she said. It ends right here. There's a black hole.
Yeah.
Oh, Road, what did you get yourself into?
And
Just
why
cut
did
to
you
Road
like
and
this?
Tack eating cake.
Yeah.
We're gossiping over cake. It's good.
Well, so that, I mean, I guess that is the question. If we cut back to the two of you, like Tack, have you brought up like where you were or what was happening in the underground? Because so far, none of your friends seem to indicate that they know that the Azorius have just started like arresting members of the Golgari.
Like most Golgari, Tack is very private about Golgari things, so it's really none of their business. Tack's not going to bring it up. And also, Vraska is their wife, and they don't want anybody to know she exists.
Perfect.
That's fair.
I think Tack instead would bring up like to Road the whole like, yeah, so I told Winnegar that I was gonna kill him. I think that upset him.
Did he cry?
No.
He's been crying a lot lately. I don't.
He said he cried at
or
an
something.
episode of Vinegar.
Tack does look disappointed. It's like, no.
Road also looks disappointed.
It's a nice moment.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be like, and it's like kind of gauging what Road thinks about that.
Honestly, you maybe could have done it with how he's been acting, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird group, the four of us. But
Tack will interpret this as tacit approval.
yeah,
Since
that's exactly
it was not explicit disapproval. Cool.
Good. Ominous cake eating. That's
Yeah, just a
there's like a cake in
conversation.
between the two of us. I imagine both of our legs are crisscrossed. I'm just eating.
eating the cake.
Yeah,
Perfect.
unless Road wanted to bring something up, Tack doesn't have anything to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. So Torgor and Winnegar, is there anything you want to do with this new information?
Besides get bent.
Well, I think first off, Torgor asks if he can smoke inside.
Oh, you asked if you could smoke inside my lab? Oh yeah, sure. Check. Put this on, and it's like one of those old timey scuba suits with like the big old thing.
You can smoke. Do it under the fume hood.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. And so he's like sticking his hand up in between his like three fingers.
Yeah.
It's
Just
like
like-
one chalk X in the corner.
It's you just well you
Stares
actually he inhales an entire cigarette in one puff because he's that stressed out, and then blows it out, and you just can't see anything, and then he takes it off, and it just immediately
Mysterio.
fills the room.
Yeah.
It doesn't go
Oh, that
anywhere.
didn't work.
Good. It's such a
It worked away.
Minotaur power move, like just making eye contact with somebody, smoking an entire cigarette in one inhale, and then just flicking the butt into the corner of the room.
Right. Terrible. A lot of minotaurs die from lung cancer. This is unknown, but leading cause of death for minotaurs. But
That and being turned into hamburgers.
that being turned into hamburgers. Torgor like looks back at the empty space, and they can't go to the Rose because there's no way of contacting. I don't know if they have another contact for the conspiracy right now. And Torgor just looks at Winnegar and goes, does Ban know that there's a gap in his security system?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, why didn't I think of that one? You're still good, Winnegar. That's really good. Yeah,
I don't
because
think-
right now,
yeah.
all we know is Road left with the body. But how? Road left, didn't go where she said she went
Yeah.
someplace else,
Yeah.
untraceable, and showed up with money, Sans dead body, and cart.
How are you untraceable to technology that is unknown to our world?
Good question.
Can I just say, Torgor, you are asking all the right questions.
I'm
You're just
better
like
after a
knocking-
cigarette. Okay, the nicotine honestly
So
helps.
good. I should have invited more people over to my place to jam on these things. This might be the greatest mystery I ever saw.
Oh my god.
Let's get to work. And then like 80s music plays and a map unrolls and we're like setting up pins. Taking
Torgor
me
makes coffee.
higher.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
wearing bras on your head for science?
Yes. Just
Got
like
safety
weird-
goggles.
I just
on for
really
no
love
reason.
weird science, okay?
Yeah. There's a Bunsen burner and we're just
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's turning from orange to blue. Like that means something.
So it is.
There's
It is like a science montage.
Yeah.
That's
But really
Oh,
all we're doing is just like taking notes of that area. And I think yeah, so the question is like, do we go to Dovin Pan or do we do some recon in that area ourselves? Because what if, I don't know, what if Road got mugged by a generous mugger who was like, I want your dead body, take all this money. And then like that could happen.
Torgor immediately remembers why he questioned why Winnegar was smart.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, no one would mug somebody and then give them money.
Oh, that's true.
That's the only problem with that plan. I'm not very sneaky, and currently there's an expired contract out with my name on it. So I don't know if I can go in there. But if we had maybe to ban, or do we confront Road?
Well, I don't want to confront Road if it's embarrassing or something. I don't want to like embarrass her. If it's something like that. Let's just ask my good friend Dovin Pan.
Let's go to the head of the police state instead of confronting our friend. I think that sounds good.
That's an appropriate response.
Yeah. You know who's got some real good opinions about how to handle this situation? Mussolini. Let's go see what he's up to. Hey, Mussolini, me and my friend are having a fight. What should I do? Well, Winnegar, here's what you do.
Oh, Winnegar!
Honestly, That's what he sounded like, guys. You got to look at the recordings.
Well, that's what
Mussolini,
Doberman
Super
sounds like right
Mario.
now.
It's,
Yeah.
it's fine. Yep. So yeah, I mean that is the question, right? Is it like if you go to Dovenban with this information, it's certainly one angle you can take, or you can confront Road, but that may not get you the information you need either. So
Can I try to contact Dovenban through the ornithopter?
FaceTime call.
Yeah, I mean if you just like turn it on and have it like look at your room and talk into it, hopefully someone will like notice, right?
Yeah, because as far as I know, he's the only one who reviews this.
Yeah, I don't know if Winnegar ever saw his like panopticon chamber, but yes, he definitely is keeping an eye on things. These ornithopters ultimately serve him, and then the Senate second.
Yeah, I want to ask him about not specifically Road, but I want to ask him about there being a hole in the layout.
Yeah.
In how come there's no surveillance in this area right here? I'm not getting a signal. Is there a reason?
Okay. So yeah, you turn on the ornithopter and you just say that into the camera. Let's have you make another Arcana check.
Oh,
Okay. You can't seem to figure out how to get it from display mode to record mode. Like it's stuck in play.
it's really bad. It's like Dovenban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
No. Write it down on a card and hold it in front of the screen.
Oh yeah, the backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Like those big cue cards, and just flipping them over. Yeah, so you have no idea. It doesn't seem to record, because again, remember the thing about this ornithopter is that it was given to you. Yeah, it's in debug mode. So you can use it, but it has no UI. So you have to hand code everything you want it to do. And right now I'm keeping track of like the things you learn about it, and you're getting closer to being able to just use it properly, but you haven't quite figured it out yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a long night. I hit a button and a tuna fish sandwich pops out
from your automat.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, you just make 100 tuna fish sandwiches every month, and then you can push that button.
Ooh,
I don't know why that is.
So, okay. So does everybody get? I mean, I assume you rest then, because you've been up all night. Everybody's been running around doing stuff.
Maybe yeah. And we definitely are talking about Road in the morning.
Yeah. So I think we fade out on the scene. Everybody like goes to rest, and when we fade back in, we hear I was gonna say whistling, but I don't know if Loxodon can whistle. I guess like you have to have
Through his
Trumpets?
but yeah, I don't know if you can whistle through your. I mean, you could whistle through your nose, but I don't think that's what happens. So maybe he's just humming to himself. And so we see the outside of the host. We see Gary arrive. Gary rides a bicycle. So Gary comes up on his bicycle and puts it. I used to be like a trike. He's a big boy, and so he.
Are Tack and I both sleeping on the couch? Sorry, I just realized. Like, what are we both like?
I think you just passed out on the couch.
Bold of you to assume I would allow you to sleep on the furniture.
Well, we'll see. I'll let you describe the like you wake up.
But
so we see Gary show up on his trike early in the morning, and he gets off the trike and he like locks it to a parking meter. And he walks by the formerly empty lot that the host is now in, and he gives the big turtle a little like pat on the cheek, and walks by, climbs up the stairs, takes out a key, and you wake up. One of you wakes up in the room to the sound of the front door opening. Which of the two of you is it that wakes up to the door? Is it Road because she's paranoid, or Tack because Tack is used to sleeping in the streets and is afraid of other people finding them.
Tack's not scared of anything. It's Road.
It's me.
You're just like a little sphere full of cake. Just,
Yeah.
sleep on the floor.
Tack is
Kill me, I
passed
dare you.
out in the cake pan. It's just like bold of you to assume I fear death.
Using the cake pan as a blanket, like.
Okay, so yeah, Road, you wake up to that. You hear the sound of the front door opening.
Tack. It's morning. Tack. Tack, it's morning. Tack, it's morning time. Okay.
There was a moment where you thought maybe Tack had died in their sleep, but no, they're
Tack
okay.
is just like face first and icing.
Yeah, you have to breathe even while you're sleeping. It's very challenging.
Um,
Yeah, so I think when Gary hears your voice, you hear muffled from the other room like, "Oh, hey, early morning, guys."
Morning, Gary. Gary's cool.
yeah, he's on the don't kill list. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. That's nice. That's like one person we have on our don't kill list.
Oh yeah, hours. Rolls over.
Pulls the cake pan over like
Road is like,
Cake pan over.
okay. Good morning.
So yeah, you want to go ahead and get a coffee or something, Road? Because like, if Gary's gonna operate the machine and like get everything started.
Yeah, hit me up with some of that nitro cold brew, Gary. Good morning.
So you come out still wearing yesterday's clothes, your makeup's a little smeared, and he looks over and he's already got a mug, and he's filling it with coffee for you. And he hands
This is kindness that I'm so unused to for a
and
moment.
he looks at you and he smiles, but he doesn't point out that you look like you slept here, and he's very polite, and he hands it to you.
Oh,
And he says, he's like, long night.
yeah, one of those.
He nods. He says, well, I brought the paper in from outside. He puts it on the counter next to you in case you want to read it.
Oh, cool.
On the
We took an oatmeal cake.
when you look, so you look down at the paper, he puts it on the counter, and you glance at it just out of habit. And on the front of it, you see the headline says, Niv Mizzet calls for Guild Summit. And underneath there's a picture of Niv Mizzet, the draconic Parun of the Izzet League. And there's a bunch of like reporters around him. He looks like the picture is like of him giving a press release. And because Ravnica is sort of magical Harry Potter land, it does kind of loop like an animation.
That moves.
Yeah. And so you see him like
Excellent.
put his hand up and he's talking and everybody's like asking questions. And then there's this whole article about this.
He
this
is a
guild summit.
massive dragon.
He is a massive
For the
dragon.
record,
That's true.
massive drag-
Yes.
Talking to a tiny microphone. I love
a
it.
lot of tiny microphones. Right?
Yes,
There's a
absolutely.
little platform. Yes, exactly. Imagine like any kind of like government official giving a statement to the press, except he's a giant dragon. So there's that. Also in the picture, Road, I don't know if you would recognize the guy right off, but maybe you've seen him. Winnegar briefly pretended to be him. You see Ral Zarek standing like next to him, like as part of this. He's not speaking in the mic, but he's standing next to the Parun in this photo.
Did fucking Wenzel bring him up though during all of his stuff?
Yeah, Wenzel
That might
mentioned.
be where Road,
I think
would
Wenzel mentioned
know.
him. Yeah.
because Road, that's what Road's tracking.
Mm,
Also, Wenzel definitely told us a story about how he smooched Ral's
Yes.
boyfriend.
Oh, Winnegar did. Yes. Yeah. He pretended to be Ral, and then him and Tomic made out in the. Or no, he pretended to be Tomic and made out with Ral. I can't
Yes.
remember that, but that's definitely. There's been
No.
some interactions.
No,
Oh,
he was Ral and he made out with
Oh,
Tom.
And
Ral.
Tomic. That's
He
right.
was Ral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
with the sunglasses.
Tomic is not in this photo.
Good to know.
Trouble in
Um,
paradise.
Thanks for the newspaper. Yeah, I'll borrow this. I'll bring it back. We ate an oatmeal cake, so I put some gold on the counter. And then some extra because I know Tack and Winnegar haven't been paying for the sweets they've been eating. So
And he says, oh my God. And you look, And he was in the middle, before you came out, he was in the middle of writing a note that says, found, big pile of gold. ask Gary. And he was like, oh, well, I guess I don't have to finish this. And he balls up the paper and he throws it in the recycling bin. And he says, that's a whole lot of Xenos. Definitely more than the cake is worth. But yeah, okay. I'll put it in the till.
It's like, but like it's a retroactive like apology. So if you like need to take it, I'm trying to be kind. It's really hard. So if you just need it, just take some of the gold.
And he's like, well, I mean, I don't need it, but I'll put it in the till. It'll be safe there. And he turns around and he looks at it and he's like, what should I ring this up as? Hey,
okay, Gary, I'm going before. This is
okay.
30.
Have a good day.
Cake.
And just I was like, okay, that was too hard. Being kind was too hard, and I'm not gonna.
I was nice once, and it was terrible. Okay, so yeah, you turn and head back, and we kind of like pan down and fade to Winnegar and Torgor. You're back at Winnegar's place. What the experiment montage that we spent all of last night doing? What was that for? Like, what was the purpose there? What have you been up to all night, or did you just like crash?
I think there's a level to which Torgor thought that was going to be compiled, and that we were just going to go in person and deliver it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you thought we were going to just meet Dovin Ban?
Yeah,
Like in person?
I thought he was your friend. I thought we would just meet him and talk to, because we couldn't get him on the Thopter last night.
Yeah, I mean, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you said he was coming to your birthday party.
He is coming to my birthday party. You know what? Let's do a little recon before we hit him up. I just want to hear something solid. Maybe let's check out let's check out this area. And I point to it, and we appear there.
Yeah. So do you want to do that where you're like, let's go? And so you want to go investigate on foot.
Yeah.
The dead zone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we you point at the map, and we crossfade to the two of you out in the street, heading towards this dead zone. And it does appear that it's an area. It's not like overlaid exactly over a specific building, but it's a chunk of a block, and there are a couple of entrances into this area off the street. There's like an alley that runs into it. And yeah, we see you. It's daytime now, so it's still, gray and a little bit rainy, but we see you at the same place or the same intersection where road kind of like turned into the dead zone. And but if your calculations are correct, Winnegar, this is the place.
If my calculations are perfect, this is the place.
Okay. What are we looking for?
I have no idea. Something that would prevent ornithopters or block a signal, or we're looking for something that looks like my apartment, basically, Torgor.
Okay. I would love to just like make some perception checks.
Yeah, so you wanna spend some time examining the area and looking for clues.
Is that would I be investigating this space, or is it?
I think it's perception to find things that are hidden, and then investigation to put the pieces together.
I it's the question of going from a -2 to a 0. So I just wanted to ask.
Yeah. Yeah. So my understanding is that perception is to find clues, investigation is to like find a pattern within them. So
for sure. Okay. Well, let's see how this perception goes.
Let's find some clues, Torgor.
Ooh.
We're definitely gonna get to the bottom of this one.
2 5s, a 5 and then a 5.
Why didn't we just help one another? We would have at least had a.
You both walk into the alley and go opposite directions.
Right? Just completely.
Okay. Here's what I got. A Payless shoe store.
Okay.
A China buffet. Let's see. Any of the.
I found two...
Burlington Coat Factory. Ooh. I have a lot of clues.
It looks like this part of now. There's not a lot of like abandoned warehouses or anything in Precinct 1, right? Like this, it's meant to look as much like a like I think it's like an apartment building, and then maybe some the edges of nearby buildings if you kind of like draw the line, and then all of these kind of like intersections that surround it. And when you go out to like look for it, there's nothing you can find in this area that indicates that it wouldn't, like, there's no like big runes on the wall, there's no hidden anti-bugging devices, nothing that you can find by doing a search of this area. But you also haven't gone into the building. So there's this building, there's the front door, and there's like a lobby inside, and then there's probably like 4 floors, and each floor has some apartments on it. But nothing outside indicates that this is somewhere that that should be hidden from the Senate.
Why would a normal looking building like this be unseen?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing weird about this place at all.
I mean, the fact that there's a China buffet and a Burlington Coat Factory right now, that's a little weird, but
A little strange.
Sure.
Everyone loves deals.
Right, absolutely. And a buy one, get one from 2 stores, what's not to love?
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Well, on the one hand, this is perfectly normal. And I guess if some people live here, it could line up with Road's story. Maybe she didn't want to say that, her friend lived in in precinct 1. So like maybe it's just a little baby lie.
Can I make a religion check?
What for? What would you like to know?
The fact that Road would lie while within a conspiracy, I think there's a level to which this ordinary building being unseen and like all of this secrecy is, I want to know if this triggers any murmurings of hidden in plain sight, like the rumors of Demir that Torgor grew up hearing, like something about this, like
airport.
Right, absolutely.
My hometown is Denver, so
Road rides by on a cursed horse. Okay,
love that horse.
Yeah, Tori, you can make a religion check. Oh, babe.
Is it 2?
A 2. No. The Mothman?
You get so close.
Probably a chupacabra got the corpse, I think.
Maybe this is a sacred place somewhere by an angel and a demon that make it unobscure. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that like Dovin Man just missed a spot on the map. Though it doesn't seem like he's that type of person.
Okay, let's go talk to him then.
Let's go inside this building since we're right here. Let's see if we recognize any names.
I don't know if we should walk into this building.
Oh, really? You think you want me to walk in? I can disguise or I can just do a little.
Maybe. I don't know. Something about this building is
it creeping you out?
It's creeping me out. I don't know.
You seem a little creeped out.
I don't know if we should walk in. Something. I don't know. I don't. And I think like Torgor like truly like just doesn't get why this normal building would feel like such a, like something is off and it's unnerving.
Yeah.
And he
totally.
is not, he doesn't get it. Like he just doesn't like.
Yeah. And do you guys want to go? You want to go inside? Because it's the only place you haven't. Like the streets all seem like normal, if a bit abandoned. Like there's not a lot of people out here, but also it's off the main road and it's outside of the sort of tourist area in the middle of the precinct. So the going inside is pretty much the only place you haven't been yet.
Yeah, I want to tell Torgor like, hey buddy, you just hang out here and I'll run in real quick. If I'm not back in like 10 minutes,
wait.
Come find me. Just that's the answer to that. Just come find me.
No. And like Torgor was like, wait, I'm now posting guard.
Yeah,
and it's like,
well, you seem like you don't want to go in.
No, did I? No, let's go in. Fine. And like Torgor just like walks in. Like,
well, I was gonna go in invisible. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Okay, so Torgor walks in. Winninger, do you cast invisibility and then go in, or do you just go in with him?
I'll cast invisibility and like follow very closely, like in step with him.
Okay. All right. I need both of you to make wisdom saving throws for me, please.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Rose just having a great morning. She's just leisurely reading the opinion section of this newspaper, drinking some coffee.
Okay.
Got
A
very
9,
nice boy.
a 9, and a
Reads
13.
the comics.
Nice. Marmaduke is especially excellent today.
Comics first, obituaries second.
But which one do you laugh harder at?
Oh God.
No. And then third is the financial section. And then we go
Beloved
back to,
husband.
Yeah. And then we go back to the comics.
It's good. You gotta have a routine. All right. So you got a 9. Winnegar got a 9 on the wisdom save, and Torgor got a 13. Okay. So you go inside. Torgor, you open the door, you come in, and inside you are in the lobby. Imagine like a building in real life, a building that would have been like really upscale and fancy when it was built in like the 40s. And while it's old, it's been maintained really well, but it still has that kind of like, it's got a bit of a patina to it that it's like it would be a boutique hotel now where people are like, ooh, it's like, it doesn't have, it's drafty and kind of loud, but it's fancy because it was expensive in the 40s. So it's got kind of like it's got a fancy carpet and like marble floors and stuff, but it's like pretty quiet. And you come in and there's a Vidalcan sitting at the desk wearing a little like, it's like a footman's like outfit. And he stands up when you come in, and he puts a hand up, and he says, is there something I can help you with, gentlemen?
Oh, he sees me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Snap. No, we're okay. I guess we thought this was a different place. Come on.
I
Ralph.
thought we were looking at, it seemed like a nice apartment building. We didn't know if there was any units available.
And what's odd, Winnegar, is that he's just addressing you as if this was no big deal. Like you coming in invisibly, he notices it and he makes a point of saying gentlemen, so you hear, but he's not like, you're invisible, get out of here. He just asks you like, how can I help you today? What are you doing here?
Completely thinking and I'm just gonna drop invisibility.
Yeah.
You see me, huh?
And he nods and says, safer for the building that way. We have security installed. It's not technically illegal for you to go around invisible, and I wasn't going to say anything, but puts his hands out. I need to watch the door, and if I can't see who's coming and going, I can't do my job now, can I?
Wow, this place has got a great security system. What's a unit like this go for per month? How many Xenos?
He looks at you, and he says, I'm afraid that there are no vacancies in the building just now, sir.
Ah, shucks. You know, we thought I would talk and get the tour, and my buddy would, poke around and see if there are any things you weren't showing us invisible like. But clearly, it was for nothing. We'll just go.
Yeah, we're just gonna go. And in my head, I'm just like, I'm gonna pretty woman this guy so hard one day. I'm just gonna come back and be like, you work on commission. Big mistake. Big mistake. And I'll have all my bags with me.
He's the doorman, not a real estate agent.
I don't care. He knows what he did. Be like, oh, okay. I'm just an invisible guy trying to sneak into your lobby, but I guess I'm not good enough to rent here. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, okay, and then scurry away with Torgor.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
Oh, that was totally messed up. They have really good security. Apparently, they don't even rent out these places. Oh,
Okay, this is not an apartment complex. No apartment complex would be able to see invisible guests on like.
You go to walk in and there's a big sign that says no invisibles, and he just taps it, and outside Grant Morrison is just crying like.
But this is on the outskirts of Precinct 1. So
yeah, it's the edge of Precinct 1.
this wouldn't be considered like the hoity-toity. Like this would be like, we live in district people, right? They would be like,
so this is either, it's hard to get a gauge on it here. It's either people who are too rich and famous to live in the big fancy houses in the middle of the precinct, who are like, we don't need to show off our wealth. We're going to just go elsewhere. And maybe this building offers, discretion or something. Or it could also be like a second home where people go for shady business dealings. Like there's lots of reasons for people to come back and come to a place like this.
So as we're walking away, I just want to like kind of be thinking out loud. So I want to say like, okay, well, that's weird. They have a lot of security there. Apparently their security can defy outside magic, like magic that's not even of this world. So
we got to go to Ban.
What did Rode get herself into? We got to go to Ban.
We got to go to Ban. We can't go to Road yet because
fucking narcs.
I know. Look, I know a lot of people who fall into like a gruel like cult, and it is hard. The brainwashing is so strong. Bear in mind, Rakdos is literally called the cult of Rakdos.
It's called the Rakdos, yeah. You're in a cult. Call your dad.
Right. But I don't think Road would see the light if we talk. We have to go to Ban.
She got mixed in with the wrong crowd.
You assholes.
Now it's up to us to save her.
This is the second time in a week that Rhoda has had to deal with people being like, honey, you're in a cult, get out.
So the two
honestly,
of you,
Triska talked about it a lot, and I'm starting to see the reasoning. Road just does what people tell her, right? Like,
yeah. Free will there. Oh, God, she's such a sweet kid.
God.
Let's
just caught up with the wrong people. So you're gonna go get on the train. You're gonna go to Precinct 2. You're gonna go to New Prov, and you're gonna ask to see Dovin Ban. Hi, Adjutant. And Torgor, what's the status on your arrestability these days?
Yes, arrestability.
This is a good question. So I think the Azoria Senate is currently not looking for me.
That's right.
But,
I believe that the trail there has gone cold. They have other things to deal with.
Right.
Well, Triska said that she was going to do that, and then she thought that I was being abducted by my friends.
Yeah, like this is the question of what does Triska think is going on is a complicated one to answer. She's had a rough couple of days, and I think
Dovin Ban did tell Winnegar that they wouldn't search for him anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll direct the all-seeing eye elsewhere. But yeah, like for Triska, does she think you're dead, Road? I can't remember how much she knows.
No, she found my little Cern insignia and has disowned me.
That's right. Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up.
All right, so the two of you head for Dovin Ban, and we see you. We see you leave. We cut to Precinct 2. Now, if there's anywhere that has more ornithopters than Precinct 1, it's Precinct 2. So you see New Prav. We get to see the spires of the hallowed fountain, and then all the little ornithopters drifting about. It's really quite impressive. You see the day's legal adjustments displayed in their enormous blue runes floating above New Prav, so everyone in the city can see when the law changes. But right now, the law disc, I forget what it's called, is displaying information about an upcoming guild summit called by Niv Mizzet of the Izzet League, requiring the Peruns and leaders of all the guilds of Ravnica to come to New Prav in 2 days for a big meeting, and that's something that's being displayed. And basically, the whole precinct, because you're in this area, everybody's talking about it. Everyone on the train was abuzz with this information. Out on the streets, people are talking. There are criers on the corner shouting like, "Niv Mizzet calls guild summit." And there's basically just like it's the whole thing is alive with gossip. But like, I wonder what he wants to talk about and like what's going on. And so you step out into the precinct and hear all of this buzz and begin heading towards New Prav. And so it looks like Niv Mizzet has called the meeting, but it's going to take place at New Prov in a few days. As for the details, Niv Mizzet hasn't said why. He just said, I need to speak with the leaders of the guilds. Like, come to New Prov. We need to talk. So yeah, you head to the precinct itself. And I think by the time you get there, Dovinban, because he has eyes everywhere, knows that you are on your way. So when you and Torgor arrive, you walk into FBI headquarters. Somebody is waiting there. There's a human member of the Senate waiting there to basically pick you up. So when you walk in, he comes over and he's got a little like valise under his arm, and he walks up and he says, Torgor, Winiger? And as soon as you make a look like, yes, that's us, or you nod, he says, right this way. And basically takes you on a walk towards wherever it is that you're going. And on the way, you're both given temporary visitors passes, right? Little badges you have to clip onto your armor that say you're allowed to be in New Prov so that the arresters don't jump on you. And this person, he takes you back to a room. And as he's going, you can tell that he's resisting the urge to be like you're pretty sure this guy's day job is like visitor attaché. So when people come, he's like, welcome to New Prov, home of the Azorius Senate. Did you know that the floors of New Prov are made out of like, that's his job most of the time. Yeah. So he's trying really hard not to be like, in this hall are the portraits of all of the former leaders of the Azorius Senate. So,
oh, really? Wow.
Who these guys are. That's weird.
And so I think he manages to get all the way to the end without giving you the tour by accident. And he opens the door and he says, the adjutant will be with you in a moment. And by the way, this door is 200 years old. And then he closes it.
Wow.
He just couldn't manage to get all the way through. And he's like, the door's 200 years old. Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. He's Brant from The Big Lebowski. And so you're in a room, and it looks like to you, it immediately and to us, and it would be staged this way so that it looks like the secret interrogation room that the cops use when they don't want the interrogation recorded. So there's like a slightly dented steel table in the middle of the room. There are chairs on both sides, but the chairs are like riveted to the floor. And there's a door on the other side of the room from the one you came in. So you come in, the door closes, and you hear it click shut behind you. And it maybe occurs to you now, Torgor, that you are trusting Winiger a great deal here, because members of the Rakdos cult that go to New Prov and end up in rooms like this, they don't get to go home again. Like, this is a room that you have colleagues that have disappeared into places like this. And I think you feel that sudden like, oh.
Yeah, I think there's a level to which like all of it being new and figuring things out and feeling like he was using his smarts on this investigation, Torgor then actually trusts his instincts and has have this moment where his hand goes to the hilt of his rapier and instantly is like, so if that's a 200-year-old door, they'd get really mad if I had to break it to get out.
Yeah, let's not break anyone's door right now. Let's just see what happens, buddy.
I like test the handle to see if it unlocks or like, are we locked in this room?
Yeah.
We're probably locked in for their safety though. From us. Don't worry, Torgor. Everything's gonna work out. We're in the belly of the beast now.
I like to do a perception check on this room.
Okay, sure.
In character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yeah. This is like the Cold Dread where we realize Winiger's a fucking traitor.
I'm cool with it.
Not even a traitor.
And also, big words coming from Katie May over here.
Yeah.
The real traitor all along. Yeah, when we started the show, I said to Carlos, I was like, Carlos, how do you feel in about 30 episodes revealing to everyone that you were Jace Beleren all?
But if you were going to ask anyone, I know it would be Carlos. So
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, really, the real twist is that you're all Jace Beleren, but you've separated yourself into different personalities so that you wouldn't get caught. And yeah, that's the whole
Adam actually just
Dark
told all
Crystal.
of us that we were Jace Beleren at the beginning. And
But
so
didn't
we
tell
all think we're
anyone.
Jace Beleren, but we're all trying to keep
We're all
this.
Jace. We're actually Jace from different times of his own life,
Mhm.
meeting up at this one instance to kill one another.
I'm seafaring Jace.
I was about to say, whoever's always got one tit out, that's Ocean
Classic
Jace.
road.
Classic road.
Yeah.
I like to think that Jace was split into several pieces,
Mhm.
like the Skeksis and from the Dark Crystal.
Yeah, or Dracula from Castlevania 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you, Torgor, you get a 7 in your perception check.
Yeah.
You look around, and I think the only thing that you are able to truly perceive is just how fucked you are. You are locked in a room in some sub-basement of New Prov, which is itself an impregnable fortress of law and order. You find yourself, as was described, in the belly of the beast, except the beast in this case is an enormous judicial robot, and you are, you're locked in this room. And any minute now, Dovin Ban, the extra planar up-and-comer, is going to walk through that door, and who knows what'll happen after that.
I grab my maul and like make a couple practice swings and be like, Winner, get out of the way. I'm gonna break the handle, and then that way.
Oh, what are you doing? No, just play it cool.
What do
just-
you mean? Play it cool. We're in. This is how we never be seen again, Winnegar. Okay.
No, you gotta trust me on this one. This is totally gonna work out. And if it doesn't, well, Torgor will come in and save us. I mean, oh shit. Hold on. Was my backup plan the entire?
Rakdos,
Oh my
Rakdos.
god. We are so fucked on this one, Torgor.
So Torgor's panic spreads quickly like wildfire through dry brush, and the two of you, start to sweat a little. And I think we cut from your panic up to the panopticon chamber of Dovin Ban, right? We see Dovin sitting in his big high-backed swivelly villain chair, and then there's the IMAX curved screen of all of the little tiny ornithopter views. And he's leaned forward and he's observing what looks to be a cell inside New Prov somewhere, but it's not a cell where we recognize it's not Torgor and Winnegar, right? So we see this little cell somewhere, and all we can see is like a view from above. And in the cell, there is a woman sitting on the little cot, and she has her knees pulled up to her chest, and she's scowling. And we can see that from her head, instead of hair, there is a nest of snake tails. And Dovin is watching very patiently to see what Vraska, newly elected leader of the Golgari, is going to do. So he's just like staring at her. And then someone walks in behind him. We hear them come in. And we hear that same nerd. We hear Brent's voice. He says, "They're here, sir." And Dovin Ban turns the chair around and looks at him and says, "Very good," and stands up and walks away. And the camera lingers on the shot of Vraska sitting in the cell, stewing in her own rage. And I think that's where we fade out. Yeah, so we'll find out next time what happens to Torgor and Winnegar in the belly of the beast. Will Rode and Tack eat another cake? Will Gary survive? Tune in next time for another exciting episode of Jace Beleren Must Die. Let's do XP so I don't forget, and then and we'll do our little shout outs. So today, my friends, did you learn something about Jace Beleren, his conspirators, or servants?
No.
I think so.
Well, what about that blue feather? Because of
Well, yeah.
the codename Peacock, does it feel like?
I would say yes, that you did. That you learned that they are onto you in some meaningful way. They got to this guy before you did, and they left this calling card for you. And that's absolutely the blue peacock feather was the like, hey, we did this. The children of the peacock or whatever they call themselves.
Weird and rude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so everybody gets an experience for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even me? Rad.
Yeah, because
You
it's
with
these
a
are
I told you about it.
we're asking these about the players, right? Like it's the experience system in this is meant to reward you for showing us things about your character and for like following the game's general structure. So yes, you get it as a player because you. So did you express a unique aspect of your class, race, or background for your character?
I think Winnegar did with
Winnegar did for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then did you express your connection to your guild in a meaningful way? Road definitely did, and I think Tack did as well. Because Tack's response to the dead body was like that whole situation. You were just so Golgari, right? You're like, so what? They've got a bunch of teeth in a jar. Everybody's got jars of teeth at home.
Yeah, and Tack is not suspicious of Road at all, just because like it's a dead body. Like we asked Road to get rid of the dead body, and she did.
If they had given you the body and you knew of a Golgari way of getting rid of the body faster, you would have done it, right? Like it's just
or
a
I would have set
thing.
it on fire. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, mulch the thing. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, like who cares whose house she dropped a dead body and a dumb wheelbarrow off at?
Thank you.
And we got free money. Like it's all win-win.
Okay, cool. And then did your alignment complicate your character's life in an interesting way?
Blindly trusted Winnegar into a locked room in the heart of the prison district. So yes.
Yeah, acting without thinking. That's very chaotic neutral. Nicely done.
I think I'm gonna take this point.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Cool. All right. Well, I think let me do a level check. What's everybody's level at right now? Turger, you're 7.
I just made it to 8.
So Turger's 8. Okay, so Winnegar, you need to tick up too. So let me remind myself. So Winnegar, level 7, and Torgor, level 8, and then
is it plus
Road?
4 or 5?
Plus 4.
To level up.
4. Yeah, your level
plus 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at 9 out of 11 points needed.
Okay. All right. So you're almost level 8, and then Tack. What level are you at right now?
I turned 7 last.
Yes. Yeah. You and okay. So I need to upgrade you to 7 as well. Okay. Cool. I'll do that after today's episode.
So
Excellent.
I got 3 points. 3 whole points. 3 of them.
Cool. So we're still working out the details of, now that Carlos is back, we're working on the details of the rest of the month because it's Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. So we'll figure out and we will post probably on Twitter when our next episode will be to let you know. But between now and then, everybody here is doing cool stuff. Let's let them tell you where you can watch those cool things. Let's start over here. Katie, take it away.
Hi, I'm Katie May. When I'm not being a backstabbing player on Jace Beleren Must Die, you can find me being a very mean dungeon master, apparently, if the messages I've been getting recently mean anything. On Dungeons, Dice, and Everything Nice. It's a podcast. You can listen to it wherever podcasts are sold. Our Discord community is real good, too. So you can head over to dungeonsdice.com to find all of that. It's real good.
Excellent. Thank you. We'll go around. So, Carlos, why don't you go next?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. My name is Carlos Luna. You can find me on all social media under Carlos Crits. You could also find me on this channel Sundays at noon Central Standard Time for Rivals of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Well, I should say the New York Times Rivals of Waterdeep.
Is it this week that the end of the week is the big Rivals marathon? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, they're starting a Rivals marathon on Friday night, I want to say, and then it's going to play on Saturday and then Sunday as well.
Yeah,
so,
I'll be modding that.
Nice.
Our season finale is this Sunday. Actually.
Nice. Cool. Exciting. Yeah, definitely check that out. If you're not already watching Rivals of Waterdeep, it's great. Go check it out. Speaking of people doing cool things, TK, please take it away.
Hello. The notes are up.
Thank you.
It's me. It's TK. I write spooky stories. I put them on the internet, and if you like to read them, you can go to my website, tkjwrites.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. Sometimes I live tweet about Hallmark Christmas movies.
That's true.
It's the worst. Please. And my suffering. Yeah. I had a thing. What was that thing? Oh yeah. My first adventure got published yesterday. It's part of the Book of Seasons, Solstices anthology. It's very cool. If you like stories about politics and colonialism and brown people and ritual and fanticide, then you will like that. And Rosemary's Baby.
Sold.
Buy it on
sold.
DM's Guild. Or don't, whatever. I'm not your dad.
Wish you were. That'd be cool.
Okay.
It's like
So you
Rosemary's
think of your
Baby,
mom,
but not directed by a dirtbag.
You're right, though.
Like Rosemary's Baby, minus the worst part of it. Cool. Thanks. Okay. Last but not least, Masood. Thanks for Masood. I know you weren't feeling great. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
Putting
I'm
in the
happy
high
to be
energy,
here,
man.
y'all. Thank you for dealing with me.
Take it away.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Marudeboy, MAHRUDEBOI. Someone tweeted about Rook Slade in a very terrific manner that really brought me so much joy. So you can find all content related to the stuff I'm doing with tabletop role-playing games and comedy, both of those sources. But yeah.
Excellent. Cool. Well, this has been our episode of today's episode number 30. Thank you for coming. If you are not already aware, if you want to listen to the podcast version of this episode, you can find it on Spotify and on other places where you can listen to podcasts. I get it recommended to me every time I open Spotify. They're like, "Hey, do you want to listen to Jace Beleren Must Die?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I'll just spend 2-3 hours listening to myself."
Sometimes I'll just flip through it real quickly.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I'll put on an episode and I'll be like, let's fast forward 15 minutes. Are we this funny? Yes, we are.
So yeah, you can definitely check that out. It's interesting. The Jace Beleren Must Die of all the shows we do, it's the one that the podcast is the most popular version of. So that's cool. If you're listening to this on podcast, thanks. That's fun and cool.
Hi, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
We're trying to angle for an NPR slot
Thank
now.
you so much. We're so happy to have you listening right now. That's
Well,
what they came for.
There's nowhere to go from here but down. So thanks for coming, everybody. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.